Hi, welcome to our Kiwi garden. Here's Finn.
Hi.
He plays in this garden with us, and we'll introduce you to the other animals slash husband that lives here as well. I thought today I would take you down and show you where we're going to put some more veggie gardens in, or flower gardens, or whatever I can maybe get to grow in there. It's in a pretty sunny corner. It's a bit boggy at the moment, so we're going to do raised beds. And raised beds also kind of helps keep the dog out a bit. I mean, a fence would keep her out more, but yeah, those of you who've got dogs who garden will probably understand my pain. We'll take you down there now. You coming, Finny?
Excuse me?
Are you coming?
I'm doing
Are you doing what you were doing? Okay, it's just me, Daddy, and this is Dio, the dog that I was talking about, who eats everything. Don't you, dog?
And gumboot guy.
And gumboot guy. I'll take you through all of this stuff later. We'll have a bit of a garden tour. You can see what the mess is, but I'll show you this. The pansies look really sad. I need to come and give them some water. This part here, it's a cool boxwood cone that I kind of need to trim, but it doesn't get a lot of rain. It's just sort of sheltered under the eaves here. That probably made you sick. Oh, they need a water blast too. So I'll take you down. Garden project stuff. Maybe some old pots. This is the side garden. We'll come through it in a bit more detail later. I can show you the mess and the weeds and the ravages of winter. But this is our back Kiwi garden. And I think, like, if you're a Kiwi, you might relate to this. If you're not, you might relate. But our backyards and that are kind of like an extension of inside. We have amazing summers and we like to be outside. But it takes like mowing and upkeep, and it's nice to put a bit of thought and action into what it is that you want your garden to look like. You can probably hear my gumboots squishing. It's been raining here a lot in Auckland, New Zealand lately. They say the wettest July that we've had, so it's you walk through the grass and it's all squelchy. But this is the corner and you can see some stuff that it's previously been used for. Bit of a broken chalkboard there, and we put that up for our son Finn's first birthday, so we'll probably leave it there. It's pretty cute. He still likes drawing on it. Needs a bit of repair. And we've got a it's not a native pohutakawa, it's a I think an import, but it's beautiful and it's kind of old. It's got a bit of borer, so we need to treat a little bit of that and prune it back a bit, because of the way the sun comes across. It kind of rises over here, this place there, and kind of comes over the house throughout the day. So like in the winter, this is still actually one of the here comes the dog, you can probably hear it, one of the sunniest spots in the garden. And you think, we've been watching it for a little while, you think the tree might shade, and it does sort of shade the corner deeply in the morning, but once the sun goes overhead, even in the winter, that very back corner gets a lot of sun. So I'm thinking it might be good for things, I don't know, like, you know, coriander and silver beet and kale and even spinach, those things that don't really grow so well when things start to get a bit really hot in the summer and all day sun. So hoping that might be a bit of a good corner to give them some respite. We've started trimming out all of the privet and stuff that grows up in that tree. We've got our property comes down onto an estuary, and we've definitely got to do something about it down here. There's actually quite a bit of space, and I think it would be quite a nice extension to what we have, even if it's for some raised beds for more permanent things like asparagus and potatoes and things like that. But there's a few vining things. We've got some it's not honeysuckle, I think it's jasmine, and I think it's called Chinese jasmine. And it's quite invasive unless you keep control of it, but it smells divine. Like, I love it. So we might try and keep a bit under control somewhere. But there's loads of privet and, here's Peanut, the garden cat. He's really cute. And we've got a whole lot of bamboo over here, which we need to cut back. But that's not what this is about. We'll show you how we do that when we get to it. But yeah, we've cut back a whole lot of stuff. The detritus is down here, we need to get rid of that, and there's definitely more we can do here, but we'll do that at a later stage and maybe start to treat the tree a little bit. It's got a lot of damage and the leaves, and try and figure out what that damage is. But the flowers are just beautiful. Like, I'd really love them, and there's actually some bees around here, which is nice. There's one up in there, can you see it? I don't know, it's actually humming. It's really cool up here. I was thinking of trimming it back a little bit. Maybe I won't. Whew. you'll see. Anyway, we'll show you. We're going to sort of clean up a lot of this stuff, and we've built these beds here. By we, I mean Tom. You'll see him at some point when he comes over. Loads of nails in there because we had the wrong size, but we just went with what we had. So we've used fence palings, and we have used tomato sticks or stakes, tree stakes, I don't know what they were, but anyway, they make great corners and things. And we had an idea for a potager garden, but I think about something and then I think about it for longer and longer and longer, and then I change my mind, which is what's happened here. We were going to put a fence around, and maybe I'll put like a little shot in here of what the design that I had, and it's changed since then. It kind of got a little bit overwhelming with what needed to happen, and so yeah, we've gone for a little bit of a pared back idea. And also this guy here, this is Tom. He is my reach everything tall, lift everything heavy, and my chief hole digger. I'm very lucky. We've got really clayey soil, don't we?
It's okay on days like this. Well, in winter when it's wet, but yeah, in summer you need a.
Do you remember when we moved in, we planted those 3 little baby citrus trees, and we literally had to go out and get a pickaxe.
That was really, really difficult.
Like the ones the dwarves use.
Like it is like concrete in summer.
Yeah.
But in winter, not that hard. You kind of want to avoid going into the backyard, to be honest. It's getting a little bit better now, but...
wow, you've got gumboots.
Yes, gumboot guy.
You should be fine.
Gumboot guy.
Yeah, man. So what we're going to do, as I said, clean up all the stuff, clean up the rubbish, and we're going to just try and put these beds in a place and try and lay them out so they get a good deal of sun, so they don't take up too much of the backyard. And then we're also going to be putting in a chin-up bar for Tom. He's quite a fitness oriented person, and he wants a chin-up bar, so we thought, why not incorporate the two? Then I can grow things like beans and peas and maybe sweet peas and like gherkins and cucumbers and stuff. Well, if I can get them to grow. It's called our Kiwi garden, and I try. I sometimes win, I sometimes lose. Growing seeds, I can't grow seeds for some reason. Well, actually I know, I forget to water them, so yeah. You'll see me. And yeah, so let's get to it. I will put this up somewhere so I can show you what we're doing, less talking, more action, and I don't know, see how it looks in the end. Wish me luck. I think this may be the way we do it for this new addition to the garden bed. And then I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I could put some gardens in here just with some, stuff that makes it look pretty. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I think this might be it. Which, if I'm being honest, is actually a lot funkier than I thought it would be when I decided to change the idea.
It looks good. I like it. And it doubles up. It's multi-purpose.
Here are garden kitties. This is Marmite. Marmite. Marmite, what you doing? Hi. And that one over there is Peanut. He is with me a lot of the time. Whenever I'm out here, he's quite curious. Okay, so what's next? We're going to, because we have lots of kikuyu, which is, I don't know. Oh yeah, you find one.
I'll find one. I'll find a good one.
I saw a really good one.
They're like all here. So there you go. This is the grass, right? It starts, and sometimes it doesn't stop. It goes 4 miles. You can just keep pulling and yeah.
And like it's really hardy and it doesn't dry out as much in the summer, but the problem is if you've got beds like this and you put nothing in the bottom, eventually it will start to grow through because you need napalm kind of to get rid of it. I'm sure that's an exaggeration, but it kind of feels like that. So we're going to put some weed mat underneath, just so that the dirt stays in, B, the kikuyu can't come up, and then probably line it with plastic. And the reason we've lined it with plastic, just polythene, is so that we don't get as much of the water seeping out from the joins and the boards. It's homemade, it's rustic. it's a DIY and we're not exactly known for our attention to detail in some things.
Hey.
I said we, I meant me. I meant me. I remember encouraging you when it was dark and 6 o'clock and Tom's out here really wanting to finish it. It's good, they look amazing. And you're like, no, this part is not quite right. So yeah, it just stops the water from seeping out. So we'll run irrigation and stuff to here so that, you know, if we're away, we don't have to worry about things drying out, and so that we can water in the afternoons or the mornings, depending on what works better, and so that I don't kill stuff by forgetting to water. So just so you know what we're going to do next, we're going to grab the dirt, we're going to grab the polythene and the weed mat. Well, we've got to go and get the dirt, so we'll pop out and get a trailer load of that if Tom is willing to lend me his, you know, energy and strength, because we've got a driveway and you've got a wheelbarrow up and down because we're storing Robin's boat and I don't feel like hauling that out today. So that's going to be this afternoon. I'm very grateful for his help. Here he is. He was making faces at me in the background when I was talking about all the work we're going to do. He wasn't. So yeah, I will show you some stuff while we're doing it, but in the meantime, see what's next. Morning. So it's a new day. We didn't quite get as much done yesterday as we wanted to. We were talking about yesterday the chin-up bar, and then Tom mentioned to me, luckily he did, that we were going to need to dig holes underneath the garden bed, so we couldn't put the dirt in and all that stuff. We couldn't really get it to the point where I could put some seedlings in, and so we decided to do something a little bit different. So that kind of took up a little bit of time yesterday. So it's now Sunday. We're about to measure up so that we can go and get the right amount of dirt, so we don't have to go back and forward and, you know, all that prepared stuff that clearly we're not quite that strong at yet. So yeah, we're going to do that and then go and fill it up. I'll show you what it looks like now. This is where we got to. So you're going to be able to come in, walk in, and we'll put some stones in the pathy thing here. Can't see my foot in there, just so that, you know, you can walk in here and it doesn't get quite as muddy. As you can see, lots of mud. We've got them dug in. It's really not level back here. I mean, if you want to figure out what's level in your yard and what's not, put something flat on it. So we had to do a bit of digging in and what have you. So we've cut the weed mat. We'll attach it to the sides and stuff when we get back. This was the hardest one because this back corner here had to be sunk in quite a bit, just because it was the lowest point of the yard really. So yeah, here's Peanut, my garden cat, and up here we have some tuies flying around. You can't hear them because I'm talking and they don't like singing when other people are around, but yeah, you'll hear them in other videos. Right, off we go. Alrighty, here we have Finny just helping smooth out some of the dirt with your miniature shovel. Hey Finn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the big ones that we've got. That's 4 wheelbarrows full so far. This one here was a couple. We've just got to give it a bit more smooth and maybe put another one in. And this is one that is yet to be filled. So you can see that we have the weed mat on the bottom, and then we have the sides just lined with plastic. Helps keep some of the water in, the dirt in, doesn't fall out between the cracks. So yeah, we are in control. No, maybe not. We're making pretty good time. I think we've got to have the trailer back in about 15 minutes. So old fabulous person up there, you might not be able to see him, it's on the back of the trailer. Here he comes. It's his daily workout. Run, Forrest! Here he comes. Here we go. And then he'll do a dump. Well, I mean, he'll put the soil in.
Do a dump is if I'm going to pay.
Yes.
Hi.
Wheelbarrow man. How many was that?
10 so far.
And how much is on the ground that we just buffed
Another
out?
couple.
Yeah.
So it's going to be another, probably at least 5. So 7 with the ones left over.
Yeah. You're doing
It's a
good.
workout.
Thank you. And here is trailer number 2, only half a cubic metre. And this is the rest of the stuff that we need to get down there as well. So, your turn, Finny, on the wheelbarrow?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What about in the wheelbarrow?
Because I'll get covered in dirt.
That's okay.
I don't want to.
Okay. So, we've got the garden beds done, filled up. I think Tom counted like 25 wheelbarrows of this size. Maybe you can see it, I'm not sure. Up and down. So, lucky me, I've got a great supportive helper, because I think I would have died if I had to do that by myself. So yeah, we've done all that, and I will just flick you around. So we are done. So again, walk in here, and you can see we've overfilled, because obviously there's be some settling and stuff that will happen. I just put the frame in there just to see how far to get the tines down, and that it would go right to the ground. They're about 60 centimetres deep, I think. Maybe. It could be 30. I don't know. The details escape me. My head is tired. So yeah, this is all done. This one here is probably the emptiest. Well, emptiest, it's pretty full. But I might take a little bit of what we've got left over out of the wheelbarrow to chuck in there. Tidied up a bit around here. Just got rid of some of the vines. And I'm thinking this corner here might be nice for some mint in a bucket and things like that. We'll see what goes on. Not entirely sure. Maybe we can make use of this weird little space in the background here, because otherwise I think that's going to be weed central otherwise. So looking pretty good, not bad, pretty proud of it. Had to pack out the corner there with some dirt again. Yeah, as I said before, if you want to see how flat your property isn't, try and pin something into the ground that has a flat bottom. And this is basically what's left. I think I showed you that. And this is kind of what we did with the rest of it. I did a quick pull out of what was in here, and just topped it up. Like any raised bed, they're gonna putting things in and out with this wee beastie pulling things out as well. You obviously get it sinks over time. So yeah, we filled all those up. We've got a couple of chilies and capsicums that will come back. Our Cavallonero curly Scotch kale, that is just like big chunky stuff. Some well past it spring onion and some fennel, which will go to seed. And this one here is a habanero chili. This one here's a Scotch bonnet. We're going to leave that and just let, obviously they'll start waking up soon, and they should start to put some more size on and shoot some new growth, and then hopefully they'll put some size on and shoot some new growth, and then hopefully we'll have a whole lot more production in terms of chilies this year, which would be really cool. It's one of Tom's favourite veggies that we grow in the garden, but we'll talk a little bit more about that when I show you around my garden / weed patch. So on that note, it is time to go inside now. It's getting a bit later in the evening. It's getting a bit cool, so I'm going to go in and, I don't know, do some stuff. Ooh, I'll show you a tui. But they are flying around and they are fighting. It's spring, it's getting nice, and so they start hanging out, being a bit more active and just being noisy. So as I said, I'm going inside now, and I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, or I might have a gin, I don't know, probably a gin if I'm being real. Go inside and just chill out for a bit. So thanks for watching us build the garden. Maybe you might like to do some as well, I don't know, have fun, plant some stuff. It's cool, maybe it'll live, mine might not, who knows, we'll find out together. See ya.